Welcome to Living the Empowered Life channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you content that's empowering, encouraging and inspiring. On this channel I share things with you to help you live an empowered life. I also share book reviews of books that I've read in case you want to check them out for yourselves. Also as well, I share things that I do to help live an empowered life, and also when I go out and about to places of interest I share them with you as well. So if this is the type of content you're looking for, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you like the content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about Dave Ramseys' 7 areas of your life to set goals in. So for those of you who don't know, Dave Ramsey is a huge kind of media personality that deals with helping people to become debt free. He's based over in America. He has a huge following over there and he's known in other places as well. I got to find out about him through YouTube and I've been following his podcast for about a year. On Instagram recently, he shared at the beginning of the year 7 areas to set goals in for 2022. And I just wanted to talk to you today about those areas that he mentioned. Maybe you have set goals already for 2022 and that's absolutely fine. And you can always reflect on your list against what I'm going to share. Maybe you haven't set goals ever on a new year, and maybe this video might help you to start to think about some areas where you could start to set goals. Now, I'm somebody that has always set goals every year for the things that I want to achieve in that year. And I remember a little while ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, I used to set goals of like 10, 11 on a list. But then I started to realize actually that it wasn't really productive or effective for me to do that. So what I started to do over the last couple of years, this year, last year and maybe the year before, is to set goals of maybe about 5 or 6 things that I want to achieve in a year. Now these things are a mixture of small things, a mixture of difficult things, challenging things. My goal list actually is a variety of different things designed to stretch me, designed to help me to push through and challenge myself. But when I compared Dave Ramsey's list to my list of my 6-7 things that I've got on it for this year, I've noticed that I've been able to set goals in all the areas that he mentions that you should set goals in. So he has 7 areas that he mentions. The first area is family. Now for me, my family goal, as an example to share with you, is to spend more time together as a family. Now we were doing really well at this over the whole pandemic, but somewhere along the line in 2021 we've kind of fallen off again. So one of the things I've had a discussion with my family about is to have set times that we spend time together. Dinner times, making sure we eat together 3 times a week. And I reckon actually 3 times a week actually is not that hard to do. Also as well, on a weekend, to spend time together in the living room downstairs. We do have this habit sometimes of branching off into different rooms on the computer, doing different things. But again, on a Saturday, after chores, after everything's done, for at least 2 to 3 hours, we're downstairs in the living room. So that is one of my goals for the new year. The next area he has is to set goals in the area of career. So for me, again, the example is I've got my own business. I am an entrepreneur, I'm self-employed, and my business is to help people to make positive life change. I have a business plan that I've had for a few years, and at the end of every year I like to review those business goals to see where I am in terms of the things that I'm supposed to be doing. Now with my business goals, obviously that is part of my career. I try and set things that are going to help my business to grow. I'm now coming up to nearly 4 years in my own business, and I must say it is very, very difficult, but I have seen actually areas of growth. So my goal career-wise, business-wise, is just to continue to build upon the success that I've had in my business by doing new and different activities and continuing to build a network with other people who can help me to build my business. The third thing that Dave Ramsey has on his list is spiritual. That's the 3rd area he says that you should set goals in. My goal is to continue to consistently get up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning to come into my space in here to have my Bible, prayer and worship time with God. I fell off quite badly last year. Yes, I was continuing to spend time with God and have that quiet time, but I was getting up 6, 7, sometimes doing it later on in the day, and it really did knock the rhythm of my day out, because I have always been used to getting up at 5:30, and I love getting up at that time because it's quiet, it's peaceful. I really do believe God actually meets me in that time of the morning. So I've started to get back up again at 5:30. I've had a couple of days where I've fallen off, and I know you probably think to yourself, well, it's not really a big deal, you can pray to God anytime, but I just have a routine and a way of doing things that really does set me in the right mind frame for the day. So that is what I'm going to work on this year, just spending that time with God in the morning, and also as well throughout the day when I want to talk to him, obviously coming in here and praying and doing different things. So that is how I'm going to build up myself spiritually. So the fourth thing he has on his list is financial. That's an area he says that you should set goals in. So for me this year, I need to save more money. It has been really, really hard just because, I'm still a new business. I haven't got a lot of work coming in. And when work and contracts come in, I have priorities to always be paying out, things to do with my family, my daughter, my business. And that can be difficult at times. What I try to do every time I get paid out of a contract is maybe just to put a little money down, and I have a target that I want to reach this year for my savings, for our savings, and for my daughter's savings. But all of these targets depend on how much revenue I've got coming in. But nevertheless, even if it was just to save £10 or £20 or £30 or something, it's better than nothing. So that is what I am going to continue to do. So the fifth thing he's got on his list is social. So how I interpret that is basically things to do with maybe socializing. How I have that on my list is that I am cutting out social media. Now, it's very easy to pick up your phone and start scrolling and start looking at things, or start watching YouTube videos. And before you know it, the thing that you set out to do, is not done because you were busy being distracted by other things. I mentioned this actually recently in one of my podcasts about what I really struggled with in 2021, and that was lack of focus and distraction. And I know some people will be surprised at that because I actually achieved a lot of success last year, but it wasn't with my 100% full attention in some things. And I saw where things started to fall off for me from 2020 with the whole pandemic and how that affected me mentally and how it affected the things I was doing. So I'm making it my focus this year on my list of goals, of things I want to do, to focus back on the tasks at hand. I'm nowhere near finished building my company. I'm nowhere near being at the stage where I need to be. So I need to continue to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. So the next thing on Dave Ramseys' list is physical. So in the area of physical health, I have started back with my exercise consistently, making sure at least 4 or 5 times a week I'm doing some form of exercise, whether that's walking 10,000 steps a day, whether that's doing Taibo, whether that's doing some type of exercise on YouTube. I have made it a priority to get back into being more active. It's very easy when you work from home and you have a home office, especially when you're doing a lot of stuff from home, like 70-80% of the time, to get into a habit where you are not doing exercise. I've always been somebody that looks after my health and my weight. And, I struggled with emotional eating over the last year and a half. So for me, physical exercise is a wonderful way for me to start combating some of that. So the last thing on the list that Dave Ramsey mentions is intellectual. So basically feeding your mind. Being able to feed your mind with new and different information is an important part of personal development. So I'm going to continue to read books, I'm going to continue to listen to podcasts, I'm going to continue to read blogs, and everything that's going to help me to develop my mind, which ultimately will help me to develop as a person. I'm actually about to embark on something I've never done before educationally, and I'm going to share it with you in a video coming up very, very soon. So if you're somebody that just goes into a year without considering any type of goals or outcomes that you want to see at the end of the year, I would definitely recommend using Dave Ramsey's goal list, 7 areas to set goals in, as a guide to help you to start to think about what you want to achieve for the year. As I've just shared with you my little examples of things that I want to do in each of these 7 areas, you can use that as kind of a template to help you to set your own goals for 2022. In the comment box below, I would love to hear from you about your goals that you are going to set for 2022. Are you using a similar way to set your goals, or are you doing it in a different way? So until the next video, take care.